Hello, welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. I'm Tina Ham, Information Technology's training coordinator. And with me today on this episode of Tech Talk is Amanda Moses, and she is with the support services, but she is the knowledge manager now. I know she's like me. We absolutely love what we do. Amanda, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. Good morning. Again, I'm Amanda Moses. I've been working at the college now for over 12 years. So I've been here a long time, worked first at the service desk, then service desk team lead, and now I'm the IT knowledge manager. We have some new things to show you today with knowledge management and with the knowledge base, and just wanted to make sure that everybody knew how to navigate it and get to what they needed.
But Amanda, if you don't mind, you could go ahead and share your screen and we'll talk about some of the things and some of the resources that are available to everybody, faculty, staff, and students.
Sure. So right now, can you see my screen? We're looking at
Mm-hmm.
the technology page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So if you haven't heard of the help page yet, help.cfc.edu is your place to go where you can find featured links, how to access your tickets, how to access the knowledge base, the service desk operation hours, and everything like that. So you can get to the knowledge base from here. You could also submit your own ticket, chat with the service desk, and all these other resources that you see laid out here. I wanted to start with the submit a ticket page. So we have switched over to ServiceNow last year. And once you get to this page, this is the service portal where you start with your ticketing. And so there are three options. You could start with searching a knowledge base, you can make a request, or you can report an issue. Reporting an issue we use if there's something broken. So if something's not working as expected, if your computer's crashing, or if you're having trouble logging in, or if you're getting an error message, that's when you would use report an issue. Request something is for our services. So this would be things that we do on a regular basis. Nothing's broken. You just need to request something from us. For example, maybe you need your computer moved from one office location to another, or maybe you need the name on your phone updated. And then, of course, our knowledge base is going to be every time somebody asks a question, we document it in our knowledge base. If more than one person ask the same question, then we actually publish it to the knowledge base so that people can see the answer. If multiple people are asking, we want to show that information. Now, so you can get to the knowledge base by going to this page and clicking search knowledge bases. From the help page is click search knowledge base, or you could even use the direct link, which is go.cfc.edu/knowledge base. All of those things will take you to the same location. You can see we have lots of knowledge bases available. Which ones that you see will depend on your role here at the college. If you are a faculty or staff member, you should see faculty and staff, all CFC community, and public. If you are a student, you should see all CFC community and public. Everybody should see public. If you go to the knowledge base and you only see public, that means you're not logged in. There are a lot of good articles that are available in public without being logged in, but most of them have to do with login access, MFA, or something like that. Most of the articles that are going to be for your daily use, like I need to know this, or I have a problem with this, you need to sign in to be able to see it. For example, how do I connect to VPN? That's a popular article with our faculty and staff working remotely. That one you would have to sign in to be able to see the article. A popular error that sometimes people see is you do not have access to the requested knowledge item. If you see that error, that means you're not signed in, or it means you don't have permission. It really depends. So, for example, if there is an article that's in the faculty and staff knowledge base and somebody sent you a link from it and you're a student and you don't have access to that knowledge base, you would get that error legitimately. Most of the time when people see that error, it's because they haven't signed in. So if you see that, first try signing in, then click the link again. And if you have access to it, it will show the article.
And I really like how the knowledge bases are divided by role, because it makes sure that you see the information most relevant to you.
Even though we have different knowledge bases, the cool thing is you just have the one search bar. And so you search whatever you're looking for, and it searches all the knowledge bases that you have access to. So you don't have to, choose or remember which knowledge base the article was in. AI search is enabled. So from that front page, it will recognize misspelled words as the regular words. So that's kind of nice. Even once I get to this page, you can filter if you wanted to, like, oh gosh, 66 results. Well, most of the time, whatever you're looking for is going to be within the top 5 articles. Whenever I look at the click ranks, which basically is saying when people search the knowledge base, what order did they look in? Right now, we have a click rank of 2, which means on average, whenever people search, the article that they're looking for is within the first 2 that are displayed on top. So that's really good for search results. You can start to use some of these filters on the side. Okay, I have a break fix item. So let me just look at break fix articles that can help narrow down your search result.
If you don't mind, go ahead and click that, because I want to bring something else up that we haven't talked about yet. At the bottom of each article, there's a helpful, not helpful button on the left-hand side and a chance to rate the article. So we would really like, no matter what role you are at the college, if you access the knowledge base and you find some results, go ahead and tell us whether it's helpful or not helpful. And then, of course, rate the article. If you say no, it will give you an option to say why it wasn't helpful.
One of the best things that I like about the knowledge base, or that's better than a web page, is we can put information on a web page and it can just sit out there. The issue with that is people are not able to interact with it in a way where they can tell us, did this help you? Or do we need to change something? Because a lot of times we may think something is helpful and that we're answering the question, but maybe it wasn't clear to whoever's reading the article. So in that case, giving feedback is the perfect way for us to get it updated so that it will be more helpful to you. So yeah, like Tina said, if you were to say, no, it's not helpful, another screen pops up, please do leave a comment. Let us know what about the article needs to be changed. Like, was it not what you're looking for? Were the steps unclear? Did you get stuck on something like that? Let me know, and I'll make sure that we get it updated. Once they are available, from the help page, you would click submit a ticket, and then you would go to request something. And then here you would type in knowledge, or you can expand either the faculty and staff services or the student services. For faculty and staff, we have 3 new services that are going to be available very soon. The one I'm most excited about is the ability for everybody to request a new knowledge base article be created. So this one is going to be for if you're a person that maybe you don't use ServiceNow like IT does, and so you don't have access to add a knowledge article, but maybe you do help students a lot, or maybe you do help faculty and staff a lot. For example, registrar or admissions or new student programs or human resources. This would all be a great tool for you to go ahead and start adding in information. So if you have frequently asked questions, you can fill out this new knowledge base article, which basically asks you who needs to read it, why you want to add it, what question does the article answer, and what's the answer to the question. And so based on that information, we can add the article for you into the knowledge base so that it is available to whoever your intended audience is, whether it be faculty, staff, students, or an external audience. Before I move on to the next service, just a couple of benefits for contributing a knowledge-based article is it can make your own work faster. So if somebody does contact you, just sharing the article with them is a lot faster than having to type out a response every single time. Also, for anybody who does like to use self-service tools and they are using the knowledge base, then that will help deflect some of your calls or emails, depending on how they normally contact you, because they're already finding the answer for themselves. Or if the person contacts service desk or another department, they'll have access to the answer to be able to help that person, so that they're not having to go from place to place to place, because it was hard to find out, okay, what's the underlying issue? the person just gets passed back and forth. So I would love for a way for whoever has an issue just to be able to call one area or look at one resource and be able to get the answer. And then our other services, report a knowledge gap, I'm really excited about, because if somebody is searching in the knowledge base and they don't find what they're looking for, then what? So now they're just on their own and I have to go somewhere else and find the answer. And how do we know that they didn't find the answer? So we have this new service that will be report a knowledge gap to let us know I needed an answer on this question and I didn't find what I was looking for. So if you use the service to report a knowledge gap, that will let us know what information you're seeking, whether it's reaching out to other departments, or we'll try to find the answer and add that information into the knowledge base. That way, for you and for other people who are searching for that information, will be able to have access to it. This one is available to everybody, faculty, staff, and students. And so is updating a knowledge base article. It's mostly for the folks that have requested a new knowledge base article be created. So we want to make sure that the content stays accurate. And a lot of times things change. So you can't just answer a question and have it be static, because the answer may change later down the road. Things change all the time. So we need to have a way for the content to remain accurate. If you've requested a new article be created and the answer changes, use the update knowledge base article service to request for it to be updated. Or if you happen to be reading an article and you notice that the answer is no longer accurate, you can use this service to say, hey, please update this. A good example is if you come across an article that happens to talk about My Charleston, and My Charleston's been decommissioned. So maybe it says, well, how do I do something? And it refers you to go into My Charleston. Well, we know that's not right. So we need to update that article. So yeah, those are our 3 services that are coming soon. They're in development right now.
That's fantastic. So all of this information, if you forget everything we've said today and you have to go to one place, you can go to help.cfc.edu and you can find all the links from there, whether you want to search the knowledge base, submit a ticket, or look at the hours of operations, or chat with service desk. That's all right there.
Yeah, I'd like to also point out, because I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but a lot of people do use My Portal, and this is available from My Portal. Or if you click the service catalog, that will take you to that other page where it has all 3. And of course the IT support site, that goes to the help page, and the status page goes to the status cast page, so that people can see whether something is down or not. So this is easy access, IT support, knowledge base, or service catalog. Now, I did show the search earlier by clicking on search knowledge bases and searching, and we showed the filters. This search right here, like Tina said, this search is both the knowledge base and the service catalogs. So if I just search VPN, for example, so you'll notice that the icons are different because of what it is. So this one is a service catalog request, and this one is a knowledge base article.
We've covered a lot of information in this Tech Talk, and I'm really excited to be able to share it with our audience. Is there anything else that you might want to talk about before we let everybody go?
If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly, Amanda Moses. I'm available through Outlook and through Teams.
Joining us, Amanda, thank you so much for sharing this wealth of information.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Tech Talk Tuesday. Until next time, have a great day.